Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Eco TV International, the People's Choice. I am your presenter, Fatou Sanyang. Welcome to the Political Hour. Today we have a gentleman who is by the name Keguta Lee, an aspiring candidate under the ticket of UDP for Jaban Ward. Keguta attended semi-primary school, proceeded to Bansang Upper Basic School, and then upon completion moved to Armitage High. After completing Armitage High, he later proceeded to Gambia Senior Secondary School and later went to the Gambia College where he studied agriculture and physical education. After his completion, he served in the teaching field for a while and served as a teacher. He later joined the International Open University where he studied agriculture and completed last semester. He has been actively into politics since 2016. Thank you so much for granting us this interview. You're welcome to the studio, Keguta Lee.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon to all your viewers and listeners. It is a pleasure to come to this studio. I'm very much delighted, very happy to come here. Thank you, and thanks to all the staffs in this very institution. As you said, my name is Keguta Lee. A candidate under the ticket of UDP for Jaba Ward, as stated by yourself. I'm in a ward that have almost 8 villages, I would say. It's a big ward. If you look at in the political field, West Coast here, I can say is the second biggest ward in West Coast. I have a very big challenge. But anyway, as a start, thank you so very much, and thanks to all the staffs here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Before we begin it, what's your own opinion about politics?
Yes, people have different concepts or different ideas about politics or opinions. But for me personally, I would say it is something that can be sometimes very, very good, or it can have some advantages if you are involved in it. Because if you look at politics, it is something that can change the bad image of a particular nation if it is done correctly, if it is practiced correctly. So that is why I feel that politics is something that is good if you practice in a very good way, in a very good manner. Yes.
Okay, what motivates you to join the political arena?
Yes, there are numerous reasons, different reasons why I joined the political field. And as I told you initially that I'm a teacher. I have been in the teaching field for so many years. But while in the teaching field also, I used to be involved in some political activities. I feel that, you know, especially the ward I am representing, I feel that the outgoing councillor is not doing, you know, efforts to see that our ward go forward. This is one of the reasons why I came into the political field or into this thing. That is to vie for the position of a councillor. And that is one of the reasons. Two, if you look at it, is we the youths that can save this nation. Gambia, honestly, it is single. This is an open secret to everybody. Gambia is single. So I'm a youth. I feel that, you know, let me also be involved in it and play my quota, try my, you know, level best and see that whatever possible changes, positive change that I can bring in, I try to do that. This is another reason why I came to the field. And I also feel that my ward is a very big ward. The current or the outgoing councillor, he don't have enough, you know, ideas on how to run his position. This is what I believe in, because since he started serving the ward almost 4 years now, you know, I see no development that he brings in our ward. So I feel that with the experience that I got, that I have, and with the little knowledge that I have, I'll be able to bring so many positive change in the world. This is another reason what motivates me to come into this.
Thank you so much. What are the top 3 priorities if you are elected? What are the top 3 priorities that you will put into consideration?
Yes, I always tell this to media houses. I don't want to say anything that is going to witch hunt me in the future. But I know very well in my agendas, I have 4 agendas, but as you said, the top ones, one of them is to make sure the tax that my ward people are paying, whatever the case may be, 60% come back to them. This is one of my top, agenda, I would say. That is the tax that the people are paying. They have the right for that tax to come back to them. But if you are a councillor, you just go to the council, sit over there like that, without not pushing anything. Other wards will benefit and your ward will not benefit. So this is one of my agenda. And the second thing is, because I know there are so many people in my ward that are vying for this position. We have different independent candidates there. We have different political parties that are looking for that seat. So my second agenda is going to be inclusiveness of everybody. Despite the fact that, we are not in the same political party. Despite the fact that we are not from the same tribe. As far as we are in the world, whatever benefit I'm to bring in the world, everybody will benefit from that particular thing. Whatever project I'm to bring in the world, everybody, you are in DOI, you are in GDC, APRC, whatever political party you may find yourself in, as far as I'm concerned, it's part of my agendas that I'm going to include everybody. And those that are vying, because I know some of them can be capable, I know among all of them, I am the best. But they may also have little ideas on how to run council. Despite the fact that, they lose, because I have that, hope that by the grace of God, I'll win the seat. So if I happen to win the seat, I'm going to include them. Whatever I'm to do, I will involve them to seek their advice. This is one of my agenda. And this third thing is to lobby for fund, because we believe that with the little tax that people are paying, or the tax that people are paying, as I just said, 60% will come back to them. That may not be sufficient for them, because almost we have 8 villages in my ward. So if I only want to depend on that tax to develop my ward, may be very difficult. In fact, if I do it in this village, the other one may not benefit, and they'll end up saying, this councillor came here for almost 4 years, he did not do anything here. So I have that experience, that technical know-how to be able to lobby for funds from others, because we have institutions, both NGOs and government institutions, that are ready to help. So if you knock their doors with this position, because maybe we know if an ordinary person just get up and say, I want to go to this particular institution to bring this particular development in my ward, it may be very difficult. But with the title that he or she, that I am going to have, that is going to be an added advantage, that to lobby for fund to bring development in my ward. And I always say this, that one also, I'm going to be very transparent in it. I'm going to be very neutral on it. Whatever fund that I lobby, if I happen to lobby a project and the project is successful, then what I will do is, I always say this, because it is 8 villages. Let's assume that is going to be that is the first project. Then I'm going to call a child. I'm going to write the name of all the 8 villages on a piece of paper. Then ask a child to pick. Whatever village comes out from that paper is where the project will go to. I'm not going to look at I'm staying in Mariamakunda, or I'm staying in Yuna or Sarapate. It's not going to be like that. I'm not going to stand for a particular village. As far as the ward is concerned, I'm going to stand for the whole ward as far as I'm concerned. So these are the 3 agendas. As you said, we have almost 4, but these are my 3 top priorities.
Okay, thank you. What are the main things, major things that is affecting your ward currently?
Yes, we have so many things that is affecting our ward, but not to consume much time, and we are also interested of the major ones. One of the major things that is affecting my ward is feeder roads. All these villages that are in my ward, ranging from Tauto, Mariamakunda, Sarapate, Yuna, Labakore, Latria, Jabang, Yundum. These are the 8 villages in my ward. All these 8 villages that I have mentioned, none of them have a correct feeder road. We only have one feeder road that is from the highway when going towards Stone Table. That they started to construct, but it is not finished. From Mariamakunda Johnson towards Mariamakunda. And that feeder road have connect more than 14 villages that are not even in our ward. So, feeder road is one of the major constraints that we are having or that we are facing in our ward. This is one of the main reasons why the last rainy season, flood occurred at this place, Yuna. Yuna is part of my ward. There is no proper road there, and when there was one particular time, a heavy rain came, and vehicles cannot even pass. So, one of the major constraints, as I just said, is feeder road. The second major constraint is taps. Water is a problem. We knew very well, now we have these pipes now around our end, and not everybody is financially strong to apply for water. We were having these public taps at our markets, mosques, within the ward, but to my surprise, they remove all those major taps because they have this notion or idea that already we have the pipes, anybody who needs water can go and apply. But let us put it at the back of our mind that not everybody can afford to apply this water, because we all know the salary pay scale of the Gambia here. Remove 3,000, 5,000, 8,000 from your salary, what will be left? Sometimes you'll be struggling gathering money for more than 3 months or 4 months before you have that fee. So this is another constraint that we have. Water is a major problem there, and not everybody can dig a well. Now to dig a simple well, they charge you not less than $15,000. So water also is another constraint in our area. The other constraint in our area is youth unemployment. I know this is going to be a collective responsibility. Both the NGOs, the government, the local government should put heads together, hands together to eradicate this. To cut the long story short, there are numerous reasons or numerous constraints that we face or that we are facing in our world, but these are some of the few that I will just mention for now.
Okay, thank you so much. You have made mention of several points.
Yes.
And if you are elected, how are you going to solve those problems?
Yes, as I just said, I don't want to be giving promises that I will not be able to fulfill tomorrow. But I know very well, things like feeder road, we will push it up. I have this concept, this notion, this idea that if Yankuba come to council as a chairman, when we put heads together, things like that feeder roads will be a history in our area. So I will urge electorates to vote me in office and vote Yankuba also, because I believe him that he have the technical know-how, he have the expertise. When we put the heads together, we'll be able to solve that problem. And there is another constraint that I forgot to mention, that is the toilet issue in our markets. That, in fact, day before yesterday, I was at Coastal Olyundum Market, and to reach to my moms around that end, to ask them the constraint they are having within the market. They say toilet. I told them these are things that can be solved if your council staff stand firmly, because we know these are things that are very necessary. You cannot be at the market for more than 3 hours. You don't have a place where you can ease yourself. So that one also, I will not say I will do it immediately, but I know inshallah I'll push it up to make sure that that one also become a history. With the water also, in fact, I will disclose that here. Somebody promised me that if the person don't fail me, promise that, you know, he have one mobile project for me if I come to office. So that is a typical example that if I come to office, there are so many constraints that will be a history. I promise, inshallah.
Thank you. What makes you stand out from your competitors? Why should the people of Jaban Ward have the belief that if they put you in your position, give you the position you are asking for, you will, you know, fulfill their promise, your promise?
Yes. One of our difference is my educational qualification is above all my opponent. That is one thing I will disclose here. I'm the youngest among all of them, but after finding their background, you know, my educational background is above all of them. So I am very young and energetic. With that, you know, educational background that I have, you know, I'll be able to solve so many problems than my opponents. And the other reason is, especially my major opponent. I will not be here to name names that may not tell well of me, but I know with the records we set in our ward before we all come to council, or before we all come to this position, vying for this position, it's an opposition to everybody within our ward. They know who I am. They know what that person or who that person is, because, you know, he has been involved in so many dubious acts. I am not bragging, but I can raise my hand and say I have been in that ward for almost 14 years, but I am never involved in any dubious act. I can brag about that. So this can be another opportunity for the electorates to put me in office instead of my opponents. And if you look at, we believe that this council, it is not only the taxpayers' money that you can use to develop a particular ward. You must push it up to lobby fund by writing projects to people. And some of my opponents, 50% of my opponents, because I can say in West Coast, my ward have the largest, you know, largest candidates, high amount of candidates. Because if you look at, we have almost 3 independent candidates there, and the political parties are also there. So 70% of those opponents are not able to write, or they cannot be able to write a good project. And I will disclose this today, that one of these villages in my ward, well before I think of vying for this position, that is almost 3 years back, I wrote a project for them. They have this monthly operation clinic, that is Mariamakunda. And this clinic, there is empty space there, there is empty land there, where they can extend the hospital or the monthly operation clinic to be a health center, community health center. And I wrote a project and sent it to some private individuals and Ministry of Health. But it was unfortunate. People of Java were there watching, if I am right. The alcalde of Mariamakunda can bear me witness. The VDC of Mariamakunda can bear me witness. In fact, I forgot, I should have written a copy of that one here. I did that. So, if somebody can have that notion, that, you know, zeal, to be able to do that before vying for this position, what is he or she going to do if he have that position? That is a question that I throw to Java World people. So I believe these are all, you know, reasons that my opponents, people will not vote for them, but they'll vote for me. So if you also look at our educational background, it is not that I am bragging, that is the school that I attend, it's not that I am bragging to say it's the best school whatsoever, but we all know students or people who pass through Amite Senior Secondary School, these are people that most of the time they mount public office, and whenever they mount public office, I can say they most of the time satisfy people. We see so many top brass here, government top brass, both Jambes time and this man time. The people who want the late VP is an extra of Amity. We all know.
Sorry, which man's time are you talking about?
Baru.
Okay.
Exactly. So yes. So the late VP attended Amity, and we all see is an operating secretary the whole Gambia that where he stand for. So this is another reason why Java World people should vote for me instead of my opponents. Thank you.
Voila. Thank you so much. That was really, really precise, and I hope they will get convinced with some of your points. So, do you have any plans to revoke or amend any existing legislature? If so, which one? Which ones and why?
Yes. One of them was this issue of traveling. That since long time I have been saying it, because there was one particular time one of my brothers sent me their listing. So I said, this is not right. If a chairman supposed to travel, he must take permission from the local government minister. And if this local government minister did not give the go ahead, the chairman will not travel. And this chairman is traveling for the benefit of his area, not only for himself. So this was one of my main reasons, one of my main points that I want to push up when I get into council. But we are so lucky that this is something that our boss or our big boss, they push it up to take it to court, and this is approved. Now any chairman or mayor want to travel, you can travel without permission of the local government minister. This was one of the things that is in the legislature that I am not in support of it. And every genuine Gambian, I believe, will not be in support of it. If assuming that I am a mayor of my area, now I have this link with one of the mayor in America or any other European countries. Now this guy wanted me to go there so that we can have that discussion. And we all know there will be a lot of opportunities there. Now this minister said, you are not going. So this is not right. It's not right. So that was one of the points that I intended. But thank God that this is something that my big brothers and sisters fought for, and it is now becoming a history, inshallah.
Thank you so much. As the election is approaching, you know, politicians will start to promise different kinds of promise. They will promise you the moon and the earth and everything. But when they are in power, they change, they deviate from what they actually, the manifesto said before. So how can you convince us that you're going to, you know, stick to your words?
That I'll not even elaborate more on it. Maybe you don't know me, but the people of my area knew me very well. I'm in that area for almost 14 years. They know whatever I say, I do fulfill it. I have, rapport with the youth in that area. If you come to these sport issues, I am involved in it because it is something that I study at the college. So in fact, I can say currently, I am part of the executives of this, secondary school sports association as one of the, executive member of the West Coast region. So there was this particular time, there was this year 2014-15, I promised the youth in that area that what do you think I can do for you people to feel comfortable in your area, to feel that, good in your area, to make sure that you not leave your area and go to other people their area. What do you think I can do? If I be able to do it, I'll try all means and do it. So one of these brothers suggested to me that why don't you organize a tournament within the youths in this area? I told him I'll do all possible means to make sure I organize a tournament within this area. And everybody in Java world can bear me witness that I fulfilled that. 2014-15, I organized a tournament, senior tournament, not this under 15-14 tournament, a senior tournament within the 8 villages there, and it was successful. And there are so many activities also that I did. Maybe if I keep mentioning some of them, people will say this man like bracket, but it is not about that. But what I will just say is, for me, whatever I said, I mean it. Yeah.
Whatever you say, you mean it.
Yes.
Hopefully you mean it.
So.
Is it possible that you're gonna show the people of Javan World your financial statement before having the position and after?
Yes.
So that people can know what you have in your account.
Honestly, this is one of the reasons. This is one of the main reasons why I transferred to my own compound 4 months back. I have this intention to vie for the position, let's say 8-9 months back, when elders approached me in the area that we want you to stand for the position of a councillor under the ticket of UDP. Then I have a compound in Yuna. I was residing in Mariamakunda for 13 years. Then I bought a compound in Yuna 2017. I started developing the place because we all know teachers in the Gambia here, we can't do rapid development. We don't have the money. The salaries are not good. So what I normally do is, if I have 1, 2 bag, 3 bag myself, I will go and mold it. This is how I did it. I started the fence. Then I stopped the work. Then when I started having this idea of vying for this position, I said, let me try and move to my compound. How can I move is to start constructing my house. That is 2 years back. I start small. If I have small token, I go and invest it there. I did this because I could have been in our family compound at Mariamakunda up to date. But I know maybe in the next 1 year, 2 years, I would like to move to my compound. And if I do that, let's assume that I come into office, and inshallah I'll come in office. People will start saying he is using public fund to develop his compound. This is one of the reasons why I moved to my compound. I have 2 plots of compound, as you said, let me just declare. And I have currently, I have 22,000 in my account. And I have a farm in my village. So I will encourage all the aspiring candidates to disclose their assets. This is something that is even good for them. This is something that can make the public to trust them in the future. If I don't disclose this today, I disclosed it somewhere before, but let's assume that I keep quiet over the issue. In the future, if I tell someone I have a plot in C4 and I am residing in my own compound in Mariamakunda, the person will say, where do you get that money? So this is why I'll encourage all the aspiring candidates to disclose their assets, whatever amount they have in their covers, let them disclose it to the public, so that the public will have the confidence in them. So in short, I have a plot of land in Yuna. We have a family company in Mariamakunda. I have a plot of land 20 by 20 in Sifo and a farm in my village. And currently I have 22,000 in my account. So that is it.
Okay, thank you so much. One final question. I know Tauta is a youth village in your ward.
Yes.
Tauta has a diaspora community organization.
Okay.
How are you going to work with those individuals to make sure that you have community development?
Yes, exactly. In fact, this is something that I start working on, because I believe that the people of Java ward trust me and they will vote for me. So this is why some of these things that should be done in the future, if I come to office, I started doing most of them. This is something that I started working on it. All the people in the diaspora in our area, I opened a WhatsApp group. I'm trying to collect their numbers to join all of them there, so that whatever development I'm to be involved in, I can involve them too. Whatever constraint we are to have there, or we have, we can consult them to see whatever helping hands they can also give. So this is something that I have started to make sure that people like them, to work with them, to see that our ward is developed. And in fact, pertaining to the same issue, when I went to Costarol, I asked for the elders of the market in at Old Undum here, Costarol, so that let me start making rapport with them. Because the issue of saying they don't have a toilet in their market, I felt it honestly. So this is something that I want to make a quick response, if there is a possibility, if I come to council.
Thank you so much, Kekutali. That was the information was clear there. As we know, the local government elections is fast approaching. That is likely next month. And of course, young people go out and vote. So what advice do you have for young people to, to focus on the candidate that they want to vote for, and to stop being, involved in all kind of activities that are not, okay? For example, violence or quarreling or cyber, bullying, etc., or hate speech. So what advice do you have for young people out there?
Yes, I think that is very important. For my word, honestly, there is gradual development there regarding that issue. This is something that, it's a big constraint for people. You look at many of our youths, they'll be having this notion of going the back way, no work here. Sometimes they are right, and they'll be involved in so many dubious acts, this violence and so on. But we are doing this kind of sensitizations, and I will encourage everyone, let's sensitize our youths so that they can feel home. This is the only place they have. There is no place like home. So people like me, I already started working with the youths. I involve them whatever activities I'm to do. As I told you, we used to organize these, tournaments within the youth in our area. We all know today, the fastest way to make money is sport. So let's encourage our youths. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, Kekuta Lee, for coming to the studios. I was the host, Patu Sanyang, on the Political Hour. Stay tuned for our next episode. We wish all the aspiring candidates best of luck, and hope that when you are put in power, you will, fulfill your promises, as we have a nation to build. Thank you so much. This is Eco TV International, the People's Choice.
Thank you so very much. Once again, I want to thank my sister Fatu and the rest of the staffs of Eco TV. And I'll also not be fair, if I don't thank the people of Jaba Ward. Honestly, this is a word that there is a very good collaboration, and I'm very happy about that. I will thank the executive of Jaba Ward of UDP for their tireless effort. I will thank my campaign committee, more especially Ibrahim Sajo, chairman of Labakwari. Honestly, this old man is someone whom I cannot pay. UDP cannot pay him. Gambia cannot pay him. Because, let's be realistic here. Whatever good intention UDP have is for the benefit of the Gambia. So this is why I put it like this. I cannot pay that old man. UDP cannot pay him. Gambia cannot pay him. This man is doing extra effort to make sure that we win these seats, and inshallah we win it. And not forgetting Alaji Mane. Alaji Mane is someone who will come and knock my door. 9, will be going round house to house, sometimes up to 2 or 1 a.m. at night. Not forgetting my own chairman, ward chairman, Ibrahim Sanyang, and the youth coordinator of Jaba Ward, Meta. These are all people that, honestly, if I want to talk much about them, I may end up going the other way around. But honestly, they are doing well, and may God reward them. Not forgetting my dad, Batumbulu, thank God, and the lady chair of the ward, Mbatida. So I'm sending all my happiness to all the executives of Jaba Ward for their tireless effort. Thank you all. Thank you, Eco TV.
Thank you, Kekuta.
Thank you so much.